So we live right now. I'm just gonna check the stream. Uh, um, uh, yeah, we live. Yeah, we live. So just wait for somebody to come in. Let's just say one person. All right, Khan. All right, I want to start off by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Korash.
When it's saying give double honor to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to our fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe. Hey, I'm my brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii.
I'm Isaiah from GMS Orlando.
Khan. Hey, again, I just thank the brother for linking up with me for this short lesson. And I had posted it up on our chat. If anybody wanted to go live, and the brother, he jumped on. So you got the elder head brother from Orlando, and we just came up and the title of this lesson is entitled Amalek Wants the Land Blessing. So we got a couple of videos to show, because this is the part of Esau's agenda. There's a lot going on. Esau wants the resources of the world. Esau wants preeminence around the world, and chiefly through their head tribe, which is Amalek. Amalek is the so-called Jew, small hats. We say small hats for, purposes so not to get knocked off of the YouTube, but the small hats. And they're the top tribe of Edom. And they got America in a chokehold via politics and lobbyists. And so whatever Israel wants to do, America's going to back them. America being the so-called most powerful military country in the world, I think the only superpower left in the world, and this is going to drag America into this third world war.
Right.
There's a lot of things happening in the midst of that, i.e., you have the G side of the Palestinians in the land of Israel, and then now through Netanyahu, they're going to war with Lebanon via so-called Hezbollah, and all of these so-called terrorist groups, they all set up by Esau. Through the CIA, through Mossad, they're all set up together, right? Because the one purpose is what they want complete control of the earth. You notice they encroach in these different lands because they want the resources. They want Iran. Iran has resources. They'll say that's the reason why they're going in there, but the true reason is they want to own everything, right? They went into Iraq. They destabilized Iraq, right? They destabilized Libya. They destabilized Sudan. Right, they destabilize all these different countries via proxies and wars, but the ultimate goal, is to get the blessing that was given to our forefather Jacob through his father Isaac, which is also our forefather, through which Isaac received through Abraham, because the chosen line goes through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They don't go through Abraham, Isaac, and Edom. And these people are not going to tell you that they're the Edomites, but the way they move, the things that they're doing, we know that they're the Edomites. Hey, you got something, bro?
No, you got it, Elder.
Come on, bro. So let me play this real quick.
How big is that land? Because
it's very big. No, this is the promise of God to the patriarchs of the Jewish nation. It's 3,000 kilometers. It's almost as big as the Sahara Desert.
So this is the biblical Israel.
Yes.
Can I call it this? Yeah. So and this is so which countries are these?
Which country? Don't mention. I think it's Iraq.
Iraq.
And Syria.
So you believe.
And part of Saudi Arabia. This is a holy place. It's a place, one part of the universe that was chosen by God. It's a kind of a stage for the Jewish nation to express the ideas and ideals of the Jewish nation.
And how big?
Right, and first of all, there's no Jewish nation in the scriptures. Now, each tribe is a nation unto itself. The tribe of Yehudah, the tribe of Aparium or Ephraim, the tribes of Manasseh, and so forth and so forth. But the scriptures don't speak about a Jewish nation. And you notice that they never speak about the 12 tribes of Israel. They never speak about the rest of the tribe. It's always a Jewish nation, right? And then they say that it encompasses hold on. She said it encompasses parts of Jordan, Iraq, she said she didn't want to say. Why didn't she want to say? Because there's people in those lands, there's armies in those lands, there's nations in those lands, but that blessing is not for them. And she said it's parts of Saudi Arabia. No, it's all of Saudi Arabia coming to us. Real quick, brother, before you get Habakkuk 2, can you get Genesis chapter 15 and start at 17?
All right, you want me to pull it up on the screen, or you want me to just read it from the phone?
No, pull it up on the screen. I'm gonna share your screen in a second.
All right.
I'm sharing,
Genesis, what is it?
It's gonna be Genesis 15, Genesis chapter 15, verse 17 and 18. I'll just wait for you to get on your screen, bro. Yeah, because the brother got it right here. You got it, brother.
This is Genesis 15, verse 17. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. In the same day Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land, from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates.
Right. So the Lord gave that blessing was for Abraham and his seed. Can you go to Romans chapter 9, and it says, in Isaac, I believe it says, in Isaac shall our seed be called.
Yep. I got you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is Romans 9. Verse 6.
You can start at 6.
Verse 7.
Yeah, start at 7.
This is Romans 9 and 6. Not as though the word of God have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac.
Salakia, bro, you can break it down. You can break this precept down that you're reading. Start at 6 again. Break it down.
So verse 6 say, not as though the word of God have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. So this is Paul saying, even though they're Israelites, they ain't a part of the elect. Verse 7, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, because Abraham had 8 sons.
Yeah.
So he had Ishmael from Hagar.
Yeah.
Right? He had 6 sons from Keturah.
Yep.
And then he had Isaac from Rebekah. So it says, neither because they are the seed of
Sarah.
Abraham.
Yeah, Isaac from
Sarah, Salakia. Isaac from Sarah. So neither are they seed of Abraham, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Yep. So Abraham had 8 sons, but it's only one that the blessing went to, which was Isaac.
Yeah. Keep reading.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the flesh, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Yeah. Keep reading.
So now when you read this, it say, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Isaac had 2 sons, Esau and Jacob. So then you got to do the separation between those two. Yep. And that's why I tell you in Hebrews 11, it said that Abraham dwelt in tents with Isaac and Jacob.
Yep.
Esau, they say the heirs of the promise. So this is verse 8. Verse 9 say, for this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son.
Mm-hmm.
And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
That's right.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Absolutely. And that's the point. That's the point. That's point on top of point, because the people that are living in the land of Israel today, They are not the Israelites. Now you have Israelites there. You have actual phenotypical Israelites living in the land. Then you have Israelites that look like the other nations, including Amalek, living in that land. But the people that hold sway, the people that created that whole state of Israel, those are all Edomites. The woman that we showed you, claiming that they want the so-called Greater Israel Project, because that's not something that they talk about openly, right? That's something that people in the state of Israel understand and recognize. But that's not something that the United States talks about. That's not something that the average J is going to talk to you about, right? Because how are they? First of all, they're trying to do this thing on their own. The scripture says that the Lord is going to bring us into our land.
Right.
All right. You read Isaiah 14:1 real quick.
This is Isaiah. You want to pull it up on the screen?
Come on, brother.
All right. This is Isaiah 14:1.
Because these nations, they're particularly the nation of Edom, they're trying to do this on their own, and they got to do it through deception. They got to do it through bloodshed, and they got to do it through a war machine, right? There's gonna be a lot of bloodshed when Yahushua come, but that land is going to be the land of Israel as you know it today is going to be eviscerated. It has to be. It still can be cleansed. Other portions of the land going to be cleansed too, right?
Right.
But when we establish that land as the land of Israel, the new land of Israel, our borders are going to be extended. And when our borders are extended, all them nations are going to be in captivity. It ain't going to be no more Iraq. It ain't going to be no more Jordan. It ain't going to be no more Syria, Lebanon. That's going to be done away with.
Right.
All right. By that time, all the nations are going to be brought to their knees. Okay. So again, the Lord is the one that's going to establish this, not us us on our own. But what you see the small hats doing, they're trying to do this shit on their own, and they're killing people. They're making laws. They're destroying shit, and like it said in this right here, it said Greater Israel has always been the Zionism ultimate aim, because they want the land, they want the blessing. First of all, they're already in a blessing, but they're acting like they're us. So they're saying, well, we're the Jews, so this blessing belongs to us, but they don't recognize the other 11 tribes. They don't recognize Yahweh Shai first and foremost. So they're just doing this shit on their own with a guise of so-called what do you call orthodoxism? The women wear, cover their heads. These motherfuckers are demons. The men, they wear, some of them have beards, not all of them. So it says Greater Israel has always been Zionism's ultimate aim. Anyone who thinks that they will stop at the River Jordan needs to think again, because they're not going to stop. It is we're going to get it in Habakkuk, but it says he heapeth up to him all people and gather unto him all people. Why? Because he's not going to be satisfied.
Right.
He's not satisfied with just stopping in that area. The reason why they're trying to get that whole land of Israel right now, that it in order, is because they don't have control over the entire land, and they want control over the entire land, but they got to share it with them Palestinians. So they don't want that. And them Palestinians, they're living in like a fourth world country. I wouldn't even call it third world, because that's an apartheid state. You know what I'm saying? They really putting hell on them people, and they still in their land while they doing it. When the true children of Israel get that land, we ain't gonna have to do no shit like that.
Right.
That land gonna be emptied. It's emptied, bruh. So by the time we get there, ain't gonna be no people there, except the people we bring there to work, which is gonna be super elites. So it says the Palestinians are victims today, but the people of Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia should be worrying about the victims. Should be worried about the victims of Israeli colonialism will be tomorrow, because that's all it is. Somebody said Zev Israel should be peace in the land, right? It ain't gonna be no peace in the land, because these people ain't the people of the Lord. You got it, my brother.
So this is Isaiah 14:1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Those strangers are Israelite foreigners.
Yep, you got it, bro.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Yeah, and them Jays, who were they ruling over? They're ruling over the world, right? They're
Right.
ruling over everybody, especially the true children of Israel. But in that land, who's their handmaids and servants? They don't have any, except the ones they hire and they abuse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, who's first of all, ask the question, Salaki. My bad about that. Yeah. So who oppressed these Jays, man? Last people we know to oppress them was the Germans through Hitler, and they got that country. So who's oppressing these people? They running around here with Netanyahu acting like they're the super victims of the world, playing a victim. They're starting trouble with everybody, destroying nations, infiltrating nations at the highest echelon, right? And then they claiming that they're the most oppressed people in the world. Every president in the United States since what's his dude name? The one that signed the 1948 Act, well, agreed with the establishment of the land of Israel. Get this name. Yeah, glasses. No, it was a president. I want to say Taft. It wasn't Taft. It definitely wasn't Taft. It was what was this nigga name, man? The president. Hold on, bro. Give me a second because it's at the tip of my tongue. This nigga wore glasses, man. He was a hell of a big ass racist. Which president approved?
Not Truman. No.
Yeah, that's him. It was Truman. That's him. It was Truman. You got it, bro. It was Truman. It was Truman. So under President Truman, they basically forced this nigga to agree with the state of Israel being a state. And then every president after that, they've been on Israel, job, riding that coattail, right? Pushing that. Oh, our strongest ally in the Middle East is the state of Israel. Like, you know what I'm saying? But y'all allied with Iran. Y'all created Iran. They created Iran. Before that, it was Persia. But America propped up. They got rid of the previous leader, and then they put in the Shah of Iran. And when that shit fell, Ayatollah Khomeini, they came to power. They got them niggas the fuck up out of there, and they became so-called Elamite Islamic State. That's what it became. And then America also propped up Iraq before they knocked it down in 2003. Iraq also propped up. They propping up Jordan. They propped up Syria for a moment. Now Russia's behind Syria. They propped up Lebanon for a moment. Now whoever is behind that. You see, these people are not the Lord's people. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to formulate a blessing on so many levels. You got a technological blessing, right? They want to enslave the whole world via a chip, right? That's part of their technological blessing they're trying to form for themselves. But the blessing ain't for them. It is not for them. And like the one brother said, it should be peace in the land. Can you go to Isaiah chapter 2? I believe it's verse 10. And then if you got anything to speak, Elder, you go ahead and do your thing, my man.
You got it, Quan. I'm just here. I'm here assisting, brother. You got it.
Yeah.
Isaiah 2 and 10.
Can you go up? Can you scroll up? I'm sorry. Always get it mixed up. It says it's not gonna be no war on the land anymore. It might be verse 4.
Okay. I got you.
And the nation shall.
This is Isaiah chapter 2 and verse 1. The word of Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and that's the Lord's kingdom established over the earth, and shall be exalted above the hills. And the hills is the smaller, lesser governments, and all nations shall flow unto it. It say that the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Hold on, like that's another thing. That's a prophecy. It say all the nations shall flow unto it. Ain't nobody flowing into that land right now, bro.
Right.
None of the nations are flowing there. They got They gotta bribe people to come over there. The only
Right.
time the different nations come over there is when the different leaders come over there, and they make
Right.
every leader put on that yarmulke, basically showing that they're giving reverence to them Amalekites.
Right.
They're not flowing over there. Nobody's saying, "Yo, man, let's go to Israel and learn after their ways and learn their customs." Ain't nobody doing it. You got it, brother.
Hey, because if it was Russia and Iran, it'll be over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when we get home, when we get back home, hey, them nations gonna come. They better. They ain't got no choice.
Right.
And
Lord said they're gonna beat them over the head, man.
Yeah, they're gonna get.
Oh yeah, and they ain't gonna get no land. They don't get no water in their land, man.
You know what I'm saying? No loans, because they're gonna need loans to rebuild their infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? They ain't getting nothing. You get nothing, bro, because you ain't coming to reverence us only. You coming to reverence the Most High, most importantly, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you gonna reverence us. You gonna reverence us too. You gonna reverence the Lord's people. You gonna reverence the Most High and His Son Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, King David, and the rest of the kings. All of the kings. It's gonna be you understand. And I'm glad that it's happening in the way it's happening, because everything that these devils are doing, showing you that they are not the Lord's people. Everything that they're doing, showing you that they're not the Lord's people, bro.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have to be deceitful. We're not gonna have to lie. We're not gonna have to steal. We ain't gonna have. You're gonna know we the Lord's people, bro. You got it, brother.
That's what it said in Deuteronomy chapter 4. It said they're gonna say that this is a wise and understanding people.
Yep.
This is again Isaiah 2:2, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above all the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, "Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem."
And why they going to do that? The reason why they're going to do that is because of our righteous laws. The brother, he said it. He just said it like these nations, they're gonna come up and try to learn. They want to learn. They're gonna say that we're a wise and understanding people, because under Yahweh Shai, King David, the rest of the 12, and the rest of the elect men, is gonna be righteousness going out. Our laws are not gonna infringe on the people's natural rights that the Lord gave them. Even though the Most High don't rate these nations, He still gave them land, and some of them lands have great resources. He still gave them people, because all of them ultimately, all of that's going to serve the children of Israel ultimately, and they're going to want to serve us because it's going to be righteous, right? After hardcore slavery, even slavery is going to be righteous. As hard as it's going to be righteous. We're going to pay them back for what they did to us, but after a certain period, them nations will be allowed to go into their own land. They're going to have their own kings. The only difference is that they're going to have to follow after the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They can't do the things that they're doing today. Robbing each other, taking each other's land, committing adultery, spiritual fornication. All of these things is destroying these people, and they don't even know it. They can't do that. They're going to have to follow our laws and our statutes and our commandments and our customs. That's the only thing they got to do. And then they're going to be serving us as our perpetual employees. That's it. But they're going to want to. I would rather work underneath a righteous ruler than a wicked ruler. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's why the nations feel the same way. Ultimately, you got it, my bro. You got it, bro.
So this is Isaiah 2:4, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords in the plowshares, and their spears in the pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Yeah, you can break it down, bro.
So, as it say in Ezekiel 39, that all the weapons of war gonna be destroyed. So it say, and they shall beat their swords in the plowshares, and their spears in the pruning hooks. So this, like it say in Joel 3, this is gonna be reversed, because ain't gonna be no more war. Yahweh Shai gonna be in power. It tell you in Ezekiel 39, Ezekiel 39, starting at verse 7 on down to 10, that all the weapons of war shall be burnt up 7 years. So the order is going to be under Yahweh Shah. So ain't gonna be no more need for weapons.
Nope.
And what's the saying? This guy saying, if there'd be another war, the World War III would be fought with sticks and stones. I forget who said it.
Albert Einstein.
Right. So that's showing you it's in line with the scriptures, man. So again, it say, and they shall beat their swords and the plowshares and their pruning hooks and the spears. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Because it's gonna be righteousness in the earth, man. Righteousness is going to cover the earth. Like it said in Habakkuk 2 and 14, it said, the knowledge of the glory of the Lord shall cover the earth like waters cover the sea. So that's going to be righteousness. So ain't going to be no more need for a nigga like Cain stabbing a nigga in the back.
Nah.
That's why. Ain't going to need for weapons, man, because everything going to be righteous. Ain't nobody going to have no jealousy for nobody, man.
That's right. And that's why Esau going to be done away with.
Right.
Even after all of that he going to go through, he not going to learn righteousness. Hey, let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. He's actually doing it. Because right now he has access to the scriptures. They know the Paleo Hebrew, but they ain't gonna tell you that. They know the law, statute, commandments, but they ain't gonna follow that. What are they? They hold up the Midrash and the Talmud. That's their secret books, right? They claim that they follow the Torah. Benjamin Netanyahu, they only talk about the Torah when it's things that apply to goodness for them, the land, the power over the earth, that kind of stuff. But they're trying to forge it through wickedness. They're not forging it through righteousness, so it's not going to work. All these wars that they having, these wars are built on lies. These wars are built on lies. They're not built on truth. So that's another thing. They're not going. These nations, they got all of this shit going on, and it's off. Here's another precept, brother. What is it? Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. And yep, you got it, bro.
Habakkuk chapter 2 and 6. Hold on here. Is it up?
Yes, up, brother. I can see it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? And I love to bring this point. When they say a taunting proverb, when you see right now, it's a lot of articles right now it's saying Israel sending another message that it's ready to shoot missiles at America. Russia is threatening EU, NATO, and America. That's a taunting proverb. Yeah. Should not all these take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long, and to him that laden himself with thick clay.
Yep. That land it don't belong to Esau. He increases in riches in the world that don't belong to him. Resources, because ultimately, in the end of and when it's all said and done, the whole earth belongs to the children of Israel. The Lord created the earth for our sake. He didn't create the earth for the sake of mankind and humanity to do what they want to do in it. No, obviously they got to live in this earth, but you have to live under instruction and laws. You just can't do what you want to do on this earth. The earth wasn't set up to be a playground for the heathen, right? And that's what you've been seeing. We've been seeing in this lifetime and previous lifetime. We read about the different kingdoms that ruled the earth. Every last one of them were wicked. Wasn't none of them righteous. You even had wicked Israelites doing what they wanted to do. But the difference between us and them, the Lord punished us. In time, the Lord immediately punished us so that the wickedness wouldn't get too out of hand. Whereas with you nations, the Lord allowed y'all nations' wickedness to get to a certain height. And then when it comes time for him to knock you down, he'll completely destroy you. The Greek Empire completely destroyed. The Persian and Medo Empire completely destroyed. The ancient Egyptian Empire completely destroyed. Turned that land into a sandbox. You know what I'm saying? The pagan Roman Empire for 1,000 years, it was destroyed, and now it's back again. There was something I saw recently where one of the signers for the Treaty of Rome, he said when he signed the treaty, in Rome, I was like 1950 something. He said when they signed that treaty, they felt like actual Romans. It was like, man, we're Romans. It's not like we actually feel like we're Romans signing this treaty. He actually said that because when you look at who signed the Treaty of Rome, it was nothing but Edomite nations, European nations. All of them were European nations because it's their time. They had already came into power in the 14th century, what they call it, the 15th century, which was 1492, mainly in the 1400s, and they've been in power ever since. But the reason why I'm bringing this out is that they used all of these things to take over different lands and increase that which wasn't theirs. So the scripture says, "Woe to you, meaning destruction to you." You know what I mean? Verse 7 says, "Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?" Because ultimately that's what's going to come when this war breaks out, this third world war that's coming. Everything you see is setting the stage for the third world war. Esau, you're not going to get the land that's promised to the real children of Israel. You're not going to get that. You're not going to have enough time to fight to get that. That's not going to happen. That's a dream for you. That's why they call it the Greater Israel Project, because they'll never stop going to war. Can you go to Habakkuk 2 and 12?
Yep. And that precept though, what the elder just read in verse 7, again it say, "Shall they not rise up sudden that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?" When you read in real quick in Job 20 and verse 22, it reads, "In the fullness of his efficiency he shall be in straits, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him." So right here when it say, "Shall they not rise up sudden that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them," it's talking about this word here in Job 20 and 22. It say, "Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him," which that word wicked mean the laborers.
Yep.
So that's talking about these that's gonna, it say, "Shall they not rise up sudden that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them." Verse 8 say, "Because thou hast spoiled many nations." So it's gonna be these other nations that's gonna rise up against these Edomites, man. And this is why the elite's gonna have to run and hide in the bunkers, man.
Yep.
Because the other nations, it go back to Daniel's 2 when they say that he shall mingle himself with the seed of men, but not cleave. Yep. So now these nations, these non-Edomite nations, is waking up against this man. Where you want me to go at, Elder?
Keep reading, bro. Keep reading.
Okay. Verse 8, "Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood." And he done went in every country shedding blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. Talking about the elites. This is why they're taking it back, generational wealth and white privilege, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house. It's talking about the whole nation of the Edomites, man. See, the elites is consulting shame to the whole nation of Edom. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and have sinned against thy soul.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did. And this is the reason why all these nations are going to come up against them. They're going to come up against the little Satan, which is state of Israel, big Satan, which is America. These are two Edomite strongholds, which you can put the UK in there too. London, the city of London, right? You can put anywhere these devils are at. Those are nothing more than bases of evil and wickedness spreading. And they consulted, and by capturing these different places, all they did was consult shame into their house for cutting off many people. Even though the Lord don't rape these other nations, and they still cut them off, but the real people that he cut off was the true Israelites.
You
know what I'm saying? So nothing but shame is coming to them. All right, I got this brother right here. That was in on that. This is I don't know if you ever seen this. It's called the master plan. It's called the master plan.
Rothschild. I love that, man. Got it from Pastor Bar. Yes, sir.
The bar put us onto this, man. So this is I just want to read this excerpt from this. This is Ron Patton and Marion Knox, right? It says, Can you be more specific as the role of the Rothschilds, as the role of Rothschild play into all this? And she says right here, it says, let me give you some background information. On one level, the Rothschilds secretly call themselves the House of David from the tribe of Judah.
Yeah.
Now the Rothschilds translated from the German English means red shield, which red shield is a protector. A sun is a protector for your people. During the biblical times, the Edomite fortress was the red rocks of Petra.
Yeah.
Esau, the twin brother of Jacob, was descended as the red, was described as red and hairy. So this information fits perfectly with what survivors have been telling me, that on a deeper level, the Rothschilds are also claiming to be descendants of Esau, and thus are really the house or the tribe of Esau, right? And that tribe they come from out of Esau is Amalek. What they are trying to do is get the birthright back from the house of Jacob. Who's the house of Jacob? So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and people that go back to us on your father's side. They're trying to get the birthright back. Who are the real Jews? However, the book of Obadiah talks about the destruction of the Edomites in the last days. So this leads us to another interesting point in Revelation 3 and 9. It says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, will say they are Jews, but are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet. Then I ask the question, who are the synagogue of Satan? The only logical conclusion I can come up with is the Illuminati Rothschilds, which that precept is twofold, because you had the Jakes that was ruling in these high level synagogues, which they weren't really worshiping after Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They were going off. But now the second fold goes to them Amalekites, man, because outwardly they profess themselves to be Jews, just like Jake was doing in the ancient world, but inwardly them niggas was synagogue of Satan. They were house of Satan. They were doing the workings at the Satan. And so ultimately, this whole thing that we're going through is all about them trying to get a birthright that don't belong to them. The blessing was never theirs, and that's what they can't understand. Hey, brother, can you get well, he had read a little bit of it. They had talked about it in Romans 9, but I know what is it, Genesis? I always get it mixed up. I want to say 25 and 19, where it speaks about the birth of Jacob and Esau, or Esau and Jacob. You got it, bro.
All right, this is Genesis, and I did a video. I was looking for it too. I was scrolling. I did a lesson linking it with that article, the Miriam Knox and Ron Patton article about that the Edomites know that they Edomites, but they say they're gonna pretend to be from the house of Jacob. So I gotta find a video and repost it. But I did a lesson on this some months ago. The Edomites they started calling themselves Israelites. I forget what year it was, but they start calling themselves Israelites in a certain year. I forget, but I had found the article. I did a lesson on it a while ago, man. I'm gonna have to find it though. This is Genesis 25. When we start at 21 or 19?
19.
All right. This is Genesis 25 and 19. It reads, and these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padanaram, the sister of Laban, the Syrian, because they were living in that land.
Yeah.
And Isaac entreated the Lord Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. The children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Right. And they were fighting in each other in the womb because they were already at odds with one another.
Right.
This goes back to Cain and Abel.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Esau is Cain, Jacob is Abel. All right. And so our forefathers and their forefather, they were scrapping in it. It was hardcore in there, man, because the Lord said it was going to always be enmity between us, when enmity is nothing more than hatred. And it's really the hate, it come from them on us. Because Jake tried to love this nigga. Even when you read Jacob and Esau's story, that nigga try to love him. I ain't gonna call him a nigga. The nigga Esau, that's what I'm calling the nigga, not our forefather Jacob. Jacob tried to love this nigga. He tried to love this nigga. And then Esau would act like he loved Jake, but in his heart, he was always plotting against him.
Well,
And then it didn't just last with our forefathers and their forefathers, even unto their children. Like, I'll be saying, like, you know, like Edomites in their house, they be hating Jake. They talk all kinds of shit about Jake. But you never know when you see them. When you see them in the public, they ain't gonna profess their hatred straight to your face. They'll play you, but in their heart, they hate you. And why? Because they're taught to do this from a young age. I'm sure Esau got mad at Jake. You know, he started talking in front of his family and stuff. Oh man, he stole a blessing from you. It belonged to me. I'm the firstborn. Why didn't I get it? But it was never yours. And the Most High is all about controversy, bro. So,
and at least,
I'm sorry.
And at least know that, man. It's these regular Jake. It's this regular Edomite that we see every day. And I make the point all the time. So in Genesis 3:15, the Lord said, I'm gonna put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. So when you get to Revelations 12:17, it said the dragon was wrought with the woman, right? And went to make war with the remnant of her seed. It's the same woman that's in Genesis 3:15.
Yeah.
So that dragon that went from being a serpent to a dragon.
Yep.
But it's still the same hatred.
Yep.
That's why you got the Lord said in Ezekiel 35, since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. You got the Amos 1:11, right? The Amos 1:11. It's been the same hatred from the garden, man.
Yeah.
It's the same hatred, man. It just what is it? It'll maxed out. It's at a max level. It's a max capacity right now, man. The hatred that Esau got with us.
It is that max because they're in rulership.
Right.
They're in power right now. So they have the means to oppress Jacob, the children of Israel. They have means to do it. And that's why they're not worried about the super elite are, but the average Edomite, they're not really worried about Jake because they see Jake in a lower state. So what they try to do is put their sights on these other nations and cripple them and enslave them. Because in the new so-called new system, the so-called new order, the only ones that's going to have preeminence are the super elite families, and they're all J's. They're all small hats.
Right.
They're going to be the ones with true freedom and access to the shit they got today.
Yeah.
Right. So they're trying to, and they don't believe in the Most High. So they're trying to do whatever they want. They believe they are the Most High. But this man, he dies. You live, you die, and that's it. So you're not the Most High. You don't have no power to bring nobody back from the dead. And if Esau had that power, the only people that will come back from the dead will be their people, the super elites. They're the ones that can never die. They're the ones that only in their minds is only ones that should have immortal life. Get the hell out of here and doing nothing but wickedness. You can't have immortal life and you doing wickedness. It don't work that way.
Right.
You got it, bro.
This is hey, look at David Rockefeller. He out of here. Right? Evelyn Rothschild, he out of here.
Yep.
What's the old one name? Lord D. Rothschild that look like Mr. Burns from Simpsons. He out of here.
Yeah, Jacob is out of here. Jacob Rothschild, he's gone.
Right, Jacob Rothschild, yeah, man.
Yeah.
So this back in Genesis 25 and 22, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, "If it be so, why am I thus? If it's a beautiful thing to have kids, what's the problem? Why is it struggling?" And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And it shows you that the Most High is a separatist, man.
Yep.
For all you out there that don't believe it. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered, you want me to keep reading?
Oh, yeah. Real quick, you can read this off the comment board real quick. This is from Malachi Obadiah.
This is Genesis 27:41. Yep.
You got it.
Esau, I was just thinking about it. I was gonna make the point because Esau never killed Jacob, but he been killing Jacob's seed.
Yep.
So it say Genesis 27:41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. And see, he never killed Jacob, but he's killing the Israelites. Chemtrails, GMO food, contaminated waters. right? We bathing in corroded water coming through corroded pipes. This nigga got a whole CDC housing drugs, man, housing chemicals, man.
And diseases, ancient
That's what I'm talking
disease.
about, the disease I meant to say, Salakia. He got a whole fucking CDC housing damn diseases, man. Release that one. Release that one.
Yeah.
This nigga been at our throat like a bow tie since they've been in power, man. You got it.
God, it says back in Genesis 25, it says
I got it. I'll read it for you.
yeah, you
Verse
got it.
24.
Yeah.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over, like an hairy garment. And people
he
get
wasn't
that
there.
twisted.
Yeah,
It ain't talking about Esau came out red and hairy. When you go to Genesis, it tell you in Exodus when the Lord told Moses to dye some skins, badger skin red, man, or ram skin red with red dye.
Yeah.
So Esau came out red all over, like an hairy garment. The hairy garment was talking about you killed an animal. If you killed the ox or you killed a buffalo and you dyed the garment, you dyed the skins red. That's what it's talking about, man.
Yeah.
And they call his name Esau.
Yeah. And when Edomites are born, they come out looking red all over.
All
their
over.
blood, and that's because their blood is showing forth through their skin,
right?
Because of their lack of pigmentation. You got it, brother.
It's verse 26. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
And that was it on that, because the point was actually 23, where it says
Okay.
one people shall be stronger than the other, and that's the Israelites. We're stronger than Esau in every way.
Right, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally.
Spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Yep.
It says, and it says, when one people shall be stronger than another, and then other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So Esau, Edom, his whole meaning for being in this world, besides being wicked, is that he was going to serve his brother.
Yeah.
Like, and he's trying to escape that. Right? It tells you that when Esau would get the sword over his brother and break the yoke, then he would have rulership over. And Esau has broken that yoke. He's done it multiple times. But this last time, he's broken his yoke, and he's not only taken the super elite know that they're Edomites, but the average so-called small hat don't know that they're Edomites. They believe that they're Jewish people. That's what they believe, because they grew up learning that. That's what they were fed, right? And then when you ask a small hat, well, who's Edom today, or Esau or Esau today, they'll say it's the Arabs. But wait a minute, how can the Arabs be Esau and Ishmael at the same time? Well, who are the Ishmaelites? They can't give you no answer, because they grew up with a whole bunch of confusion and thinking that they're the Lord's people, and in reality, they're not. They're doing everything to show that they're not the Lord's people.
Right.
Right. And like that person, Miriam Knox said, at the highest echelon of rulership, which is would be the Rothschild family, they know that they're the Edomites. They know, but they're going to keep this lie going, because that's what they do. They deceive the world. You got it, bro.
Yep. This is Proverbs 11:29. It reads, "He that troubleth his own house," just like we read in Habakkuk, "he that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, and the fool shall be servant to the wise of heart."
Yep. And Esau is
that. My Esau going back into his original state, which is to be a servant, man.
Yep. He want to serve unwillingly, but when we get that power and we get raised up, we get the new bodies, he ain't gonna have no choice.
He gonna have no choice.
He gonna be made to serve, and he gonna do what we say. He ain't gonna be no problem. Ain't gonna be no problem in that day, because everything that he had to use to manipulate and oppress us, those things are gonna be gone, including his tongue. How about that? Ain't no Edomite's gonna be running their mouth in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be on facing stomach.
Proverbs.
I'm sorry.
Salakia. You got it.
I'm gonna say you're gonna be on face and stomach, hands and knees. That's it. That's it. That's all you're gonna be on when you see one of us, bro. You got it.
This is Proverbs 30:21. For 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth, and a fool when he is filled with meat.
Yep.
And that's Esau, man. He's a servant that's reigning, and he's a fool that's filled with meat, man. He's filled with everything of the earth. Well, the Lord is taking that back. The Lord is slowly destroying the so-called white man from the inside out, just like the Lord did Antiochus Epiphanes, man.
Yep.
It's a slow death, man.
Yeah. And so ultimately what Esau has done is he's manipulated his way into the minds of the people that had you thinking that he is the Lord's people and that he deserves the blessing.
Right.
The only time Esau mentions the Most High or even talks about the Heavenly Father and his promise is when it comes to the promises. I had got this image right here. It says the full promised land of Israel, right? And this is normally what they call the Greater Israel Project, but this ain't even a full promise. The full promise gonna go it's gonna stretch further than this. Our land gonna go from Slovakia. It's gonna go from matter of fact, I don't know if we read it. I think we read it already, Genesis 15. But it says everything from the East River, which would be the Nile River. So that includes all of Saudi Arabia too, and everything in between that land. To the Euphrates. So that incorporates parts of all of Syria, Iraq, today modern day Iraq, all of Lebanon, and we're gonna have control of these areas. So remember that these areas have ports on them. So you got the Mediterranean Sea. So that's going to be belong to us. All the land in Saudi Arabia, that includes I used to have a good image, but for some reason I can't find a better land, but I'll use this for example. What they call today the Middle East, all this land right here from hold on, brother. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. Make this
basically
big.
all of Asia Minor.
Yeah, all of it's gonna be ours. So this image right here is this is what they call modern day Israel today. This little swath of land. Nah, buddy, our land gonna go from involve everything what you call Egypt, from the Egypt
to Euphrates.
From the Nile all the way to Euphrates, and it goes all the way down. It don't stop at a certain point. No, we getting all of Saudi Arabia, we getting Yemen, we getting Oman, we getting United Arab Emirates, we getting Abu Dhabi. All of that's coming to us. All of Iraq coming to us. All right, and then we ain't gonna need Iran. That's Elam land. We ain't gonna need that. Turkey, that's Japhet land. We ain't gonna need that. We getting which the Lord promised us, and we gonna own the earth because the earth was made for our sake, not for their sake. So, but the promised land is gonna be parts of Eritrea, well, all of Eritrea, parts of Ethiopia. You can take the Horn of Africa that in there too. So, and remember, our gate's going to be open continuously. So these nations are going to be bringing in their goods, their wealth, their forces from land and the sea. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't going to be traveling in the air no more. Those days are going to be over. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's going to be us. This is our land. So I get excited because I'm like, man, I can't wait to see what that's going to look like. Call Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah. Because the headquarters is going to be in Jerusalem. That's going to be like the capital. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the capital. That's where we're going to rule out of under Yahushua, King David, the rest of the 12 apostles, and then the 144,000, the elect. The government is going to be seated there. But our land is going to be even more. So I could just picture the Lord saying, well, he already said it. What you call Jordan today, which in the ancient world was ancient Edom, that's going to belong to Judah. That's coming to us. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to beautify. That's going to be beautified. Saudi Arabia. Yep, you got it. Saudi Arabia is going to be, it's not going to be a desert no more. All them bodies, when you bury bodies, it put nitrates into the land from the bodies, and it makes the land fertile. So guess what? That land in Saudi Arabia is going to be fertilized again. So it's going to be green again. All of Yemen, all of Oman, Eritrea, that's in Ethiopia, right? Or Sudan, North and Southern Sudan. That's coming to us. And the crazy thing about it is we were in captivity in all these lands that the Lord gave us. So the Lord's going to give it back to us. You got it, my brother. Let me share your screen real quick. You got it.
So in Amos 9, because you said Edom, the land of Edom going to be ours. Yep. Amos 9:11, it reads, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and all the heathen which are called by my name, saith Yahweh, that doeth this. And that was the
Yep.
point I wanted to make. It said to possess the remnant of Edom.
Yep. And that
It
remnant,
said,
that remnant of
behold,
Edom is
you got
the
it.
land. I was like, that remnant of Edom is their land. If you
Right.
type, hold on real quick. If you type in a map, I got it. A map of ancient Edom land, right? You type in a map of ancient Edom land on the images on a Google. This what you get is their land was always southwest of Judah, and this land today is modern day Jordan, encompasses parts of Israel and mainly modern day Jordan. So this used to be theirs, and this is the only thing that actually belonged to Esau. Nothing else
That's what Mount
belongs.
Seir's at. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, Petra, which that's in what they call modern day Jordan today is Petra, but the kingdom of Edom was always south of us, and that's going to be ours for the land of Judah, for what you did to us, bro.
I got another precept for you, Elder, to back that up. This is Numbers chapter 24 and verse 18. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly.
Yep, that's it. So it says Edom is going to be a possession of ours. Mount Seir is another name for the land of Edom, right? And it says it shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. We're gonna do heroically when we take all this over. It's gonna be heroic, and there ain't gonna be no real resistance. Y'all gonna try in the beginning, but by the time we cripple y'all and take them weapons from y'all, slavery times. You know what I'm saying? The clock starts when Yahweh Shai comes back. That's it. The clock starts for your ultimate destruction. And like I always tell brothers, like we are seers. The scriptures called us seers before we were called prophets. We called seers because we could see these things happening. We talking about things that's well above and beyond the average Edomite's head. They don't even know what 1,000 years is going to bring them, but we know through the Spirit. We know, we see it.
Right.
Well, we were like, oh yeah, 1,000 years, y'all gonna do a lot of years of slavery, and then y'all gonna be destroyed. But hey man, that 1,000 years is gonna be long. It's gonna be long, and you're gonna get busy. You're gonna be working from can't see in the morning, can't see at night. It's gonna be nothing but hardcore, no breaks. I said, you got it, bro.
Hey, this is Revelations 2 and 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works until the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
And that blessing goes back to Psalm chapter 2, where the Lord said, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth. That was given to Yahweh Shai first, but we as joint heirs, we're going to receive it too. Lord willing, we endure to the end. We're going to get a crown on our head, and that crown comes with a lot of respect, man. Like Trump, like it's a lot of respect, real talk. And that rod of iron, that scepter, that's what we're going to physically use that to bash you Edomites' heads and you other nations' head to shivers. When you see us, you're going to be shaking. Yeah, every time. It ain't going to be like you can just walk up. You know how Esau walking in between your conversation? Brothers be out there on the line. Esau just walk up and start talking and start interrupting. Nah, bro. Ain't going to be none of that. None of that. Those days are over. You got it, bro.
Good. Hey, let me read this. That's fire. This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the utmost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
Yep.
So this is re-quoted in Revelations 2, man. Yahweh Shai was quoting this.
Yep. He was quoting that. So that's all I had, my brother. You ain't got nothing else, man. This has been Amalek wants to land. Unless you got anything else, brother.
No, that was it,
Time, brother. So hey, again, I want to thank the brother Tawadi Yahweh Shai for allowing the elder Isaiah to come on and link up with
Hey,
me.
call out y'all about some outside, man.
And this has been Amalek. Wants the land blessing. We hope you were edified. With that, we'll say shalom. On to the next.
Shalom.
Shalom.